We have since learned it was a false alarm. But what happened and what should people do when the sirens go off? CBS 17's Maggie Newland is getting answers and joins us live now. Maggie.
Liz and Ross, you can see the cooling tower for the Harris nuclear plant right here behind me. Duke Energy's nuclear team says it's operating normally and safely. This morning's sirens were simply a false alarm, but they are still trying to figure out why those sirens went off. A piercing sound interrupted Brandon Jackson's morning on the water.
There were several sirens that lasted, I would say, maybe 5-10 minutes.
The warning sirens surround the nearby Harris nuclear plant.
I was like, oh my goodness, I was like, it wouldn't do any good to run or leave.
An alert on his phone ultimately let him know it was a false alarm.
Around 7:48 a.m., a few of the outdoor warning sirens around the plant inadvertently activated.
Duke Energy says the first priority was making sure nothing was wrong.
Our first order of the day is to figure out whether or not there's actually an emergency, in which case it wasn't. So sometimes it can take a few minutes for us to verify that the plant is operating safely.
Emergency managers in surrounding counties worked with Duke Energy and each other to figure out what was going on and get the word out.
It took about 30 minutes from the time we were notified to us actually getting all of the messaging out.
Darshan Patel with Wake County Emergency Management says it's vital to make sure the information is accurate.
The worst thing that could happen is we release something and then we have to correct it or backtrack because we didn't have the full picture. So we try to do that as quickly as possible.
In an actual emergency, he says news outlets, social media for the county and Duke Energy, and phone or text alerts would provide more information.
When you hear the sirens, it is a notice essentially to pay attention. We want you to go to an authoritative media source and receive that information so that we can get you the full detailed information about what we know is happening and what we're asking the public to do.
And most of us here in Wake County or anywhere in Wake County got this public safety alert on our phones. Emergency management tells me it wasn't actually supposed to go to the whole county, but rather only people who are within that 10-mile radius around the nuclear power plant. They are still working to figure out exactly how that happened, but they say in any case, it's better to notify too many people than too few. We're live in Holly Springs. Maggie Newland, CBS 17 News.
Very good point there, Maggie. Both of us on the desk here got that same alert, but I have to tell you, it was the sound, that screeching sound on my phone that shocked me more than anything else.
Me too, and I had to really read the message because I just saw nuclear plant. I had to do a double take on that one. But Maggie, thank you so much for that.